The service chiefs, members of the diplomatic corps here present for the Ministry of Labour, National Productivity Day celebration.
Mr. President, these awardees are people who are deserving of the award. The award committee is a selection committee and panel and resident in the NPC, National Productivity Center, a parastatal of the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment. This parastatal does our research on productivity and job creation. The theme for this year's National Productivity Day celebration is achieving higher productivity through improved educational system. It's very apt, this theme is very apt, considering that this administration is leaving no stone unturned in ensuring that there is increase in productivity in all sectors of the economy, especially the education sector. The administration recognizes the link between productivity and education. Education is the engine of growth. It's also an instrument for achieving higher productivity. Helps to develop critical thinking, drive creativity and innovation. Mr. President, the guest speaker today, during his lecture, have made a lot of impactful recommendations, which will also be sent to your office. For example, the lecturer have told us on the great need to split the Ministry of Education into higher education and basic education. He has also told us the great need for vocational education and training to become the center point of our educational training, at least for the next 2 decades, in view of the fact that vocational training, skill acquisition for trades like POP laying, tile laying, welding, carpentry, tailoring, baking, and others have become the in thing instead of the white-collar jobs. These are the jobs that are in the blue-collar job compartment. Mr. President, I want to congratulate all the recipients of the National Productivity Order of Merit Award today. It's a noble recognition which you want to bestow on them on behalf of their fatherland. I saw the list. A lot of the people, 1 or 2 or 3 are some I know, and there are people who have exemplified themselves in their calling. We have our Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, is among the recipients for today. We have the National Chairman of the APC, distinguished Senator, former Governor, and former Minister, Abdullahi Adamu. Some pressmen, 2 days ago, when we were doing the Productivity Award introduction for today, they said, did this man get this award because he's APC chairman? I said, no. This man has been bribing us with yogurt and pineapple and egg and everything from his farm in the Senate since the last 12 years that he's been in the Senate. He carries it in and brings it to the National Assembly and will be distributing to all of us. So that's how we know he's a farmer. He's a farmer of repute, and his farm in Kefi is one of those that supply the supermarkets and the big hotels in Abuja with agri products. So the thing is that Abdullahi Adamu is a farmer of many years repute. And Mr. President, besides, when the man made a bid in 2007 to become president of the Federal Republic, like many of us try to do now, the man failed. President, he failed like you. You know you failed too before. But You are not like our lawyer, Adamu. So he went and formed Farmers Association of Nigeria and became their president. So he started answering president. Mr. President, other recipients are people Nigeria will not forget. They are people who create jobs for us. We have Buhari, Buhari cement, Buhari oil, Buhari everything, but they're creating jobs and making our work easy. We have Jim Ovia of Zenith Bank. The bank has the greatest number of branches in Nigeria. And much more importantly, when Mr. President and myself discussed during COVID through the Economic Sustainability Committee, we appealed to the banks not to be retrenching people. He was one of those that conformed immediately. And those who were giving sack letters were recalled instantly. So Mr. President is a job creator. Many of the people also are in the category for the war against COVID. That's where the SGF got his own as chairman of our steering committee. They work night and day, no sleep, to make sure all of us were safe. I want to close this address by thanking Mr. President for all the support he has been giving to this award, because he says he cherishes this award, that this award is not the one that they buy. Some awards are bought in Nigeria, but that this one is productivity and job creation. And you can see that most of the companies are also doing food security because they have a synergistic role with the farmers of Nigeria. And so I thank you for all the support. Finally, Mr. President, before I come down, I want to also thank you for the certificate of compliance, which you have, an office have been given to politicians who want to contest for president. That certificate of compliance was coming easy by a department of Bureau in the Villa, called Bureau for Political Presidential Procurement, BPPP, into three, BPPP. But politicians are learning something now, no? This certificate of compliance doesn't give you the presidency. It's only one seat with 50 certificates of compliance. We don't know what will happen. Mr. President, we politicians will thank you for teaching us something. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to you. Thank you very kindly. Mrs. Agnes Iyabo Olusekin, I believe that's the woman. Next will be Dr. Obi Peter Adigwe, followed by Dr. Asugo Ikpeyong and Edem Eyo Okol. The next set of 5 to get in line: my boss and my father, distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, the APC chairman. A round of applause for him as he comes forward. We'll be followed by Professor Ahmed Ahijo, and then Philip Yila Yusuf, Talatu Meiro Isa, and Dr. Faisal Shuaib. That's not a strange name to all of us who are very familiar with the works of NGOs in this country. Senator Abdullahi Adamu, Professor Ahmed Ahijo, Philip Yila Yusuf, Talatu Meiro Isa, Dr. Faisal Shuaib. We must make sure we enlarge these pictures very briefly, very well, because of the COVID-19 protocols, we're all wearing masks. Someone may not believe it is you and the president in that picture. So please make sure you make the pictures very large and keep them on the wall for remembrance. The next set of 5 will be Alhaji Abubakar Muhammad MNI, Mrs. Mariam Sani Dangaji, Mr. Chinedu Francis Akabueze, and Professor Stanley Okolo. These are the last 4 in the 2020 individual awardees category. There are 14 in all. Alhaji Abubakar Muhammad MNI, Mrs. Mariam Sani Gandaji, Mr. Chinedu Francis Akabueze, and Professor Stanley Okolo. Thank you very kindly. Done and dusted with the individual awardees category in 2020. We now move to the organization awardees of 2020. Permit me, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to bring to you Crown Flour Mills Limited, Lagos. The representatives should please kindly step forward. We have Elscon Nigeria Limited, Port Harcourt, in Rivers State. We have Peace Standard Pharmaceutical Limited, Ilorin, Kwara State. National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA. Tommy Foods Industry Limited, and Britannia U Limited. These are the organization awardees and the categories. Congratulations to all of you for adding value to the nation and Nigerians as a whole.
Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be in your midst on this auspicious occasion of the celebration of the 19th National Productivity Day and the conferment of the National Productivity Order of Merit Award on award designed to identify, recognize, and reward productive individuals and organizations in both the public and private sectors for high productivity, hard work, and excellence. Our gathering and celebration today underscores the vital and cardinal role productivity has assumed globally. Productivity is a fundamental determinant of rapid economic growth, social progress, and improved standard of living. Whatever sector it may be, productivity remains wealth through efficient and effective utilization of available human and material resources to produce quality goods and services. Investments in people through education and training is a strategic tool for increasing productivity. Education is a leading determinant of economic growth, employment generation, and higher earnings. This is why I am particularly impressed with the choice of this year's theme, achieving higher productivity through improved educational system, unquote. Quality education system is good, not just for the national economy. It is also good for the students. Ignoring the productivity dimension of education would endanger the prosperity of future generations with widespread repercussions for poverty and social exclusion. It will be difficult to improve our economic performance and overall productivity without improving our educational system. Government notes the emergency situation in our educational system, with particular reference to the dearth of qualified and dedicated teachers, to enhance the quality of teaching and learning at all levels of our educational system. To address these challenges and set our country on the path of industrialization, where our educational system will produce the needed skills and manpower, this administration has taken measures to motivate teachers, including timely promotion and prompt payment of salaries, and the review of the retirement age of teachers from 60 to 65 years, while years of service have now been moved from 35 to 40 years to encourage more graduates to join the teaching profession. I have approved special salary scale for teachers in basic and secondary schools, including provision for rural posting allowance, science teachers allowance, and peculiar allowance, reintroduction of bursary award to education students in universities and colleges of education, with assurance of automatic employment upon graduation, payment of stipends to Bachelor of Education students, as well as granting them automatic employment after graduation. Furthermore, funding of teaching practice in universities and colleges of education by Tertiary Education Fund, creation of a career path policy for teaching profession in Nigeria, and ICT training to mitigate the current dearth of qualified teachers in the school system, among other measures. All children, no matter where they live or what their circumstances are, have the right to quality education. Though primary education is officially free and compulsory, a good number of the country's children aged 5 to 14 years are not in school. To address this challenge, this administration has put in place the Better Education Service Delivery for All in 17 pilot states, resulting in the drastic reduction of the number of out-of-school children from 10.1 million in 2019 to 6.9 million in 2020, thereby promoting access to quality education. The Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment Program is another government initiative designed to ensure that adolescent girls who are out of school or have never been in school are trained and financially empowered to enable them to live normal and quality life. The federal government frontally approached this program by developing a curriculum in basic literacy and numeracy in the 3 major Nigerian languages and English. The government has also developed a code of conduct for learning centers for adults and non-formal education. Additionally, the deployment of literacy and numeracy primers for teaching arithmetic, as well as facilitating guide in English and the 3 major Nigerian languages, has been finalized. The National Commission for Nomadic Education has also developed training manuals for the operations of nomadic education in the country, in addition to training 100 nomadic extension agents on nomadic extension services to ensure that the children of the nomads undergo some kind of learning while going about their businesses. To regulate secondary education in the country, we have approved the establishment of the National Senior Secondary Education Commission and also established additional 6 university colleges, bringing the total to 110 unity colleges in the country. The government also constituted high-powered visitation panels to federal universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, polytechnics, education to access the institution's activities for the first 10 years, 2011 to 2020. This exercise has been completed. The reports and the white paper are ready for consideration. In the same vein, the governing councils of federal universities and inter-university centers were inaugurated and chancellors appointed. Our aim is to strengthen the institutions to enhance governance for effective service delivery, national development, and global competitiveness. Through TED Fund, we successfully provided funding intervention for the completion of the National Library and enabled all public tertiary education institutions to develop ICT infrastructure and support the migration to e-learning. I am happy to note that the ICT support intervention has recorded the successful completion of 11 websites, upgrade of projects, and the training of a total of 12,873 staff in tertiary institutions nationwide. In our quest for increase in access to tertiary education, government approved the establishment of 6 new federal colleges of education, 8 new federal polytechnics, 2 new universities of technology, and upgraded 4 existing universities of technology. 2 specialized universities for health, nutrition, and medical sciences in Azare, Bauchi State, and Ila, Oregon in Ocean State have also been established, while arrangement for the establishment of a National Institute for Technology, Abuja, is underway. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are not oblivious of numerous challenges bedeviling the education sector. Government is trying within available resources to address these challenges. I am convinced that given the tenacity with which we are tackling them, a better and more improved educational system will be achieved. May I seize this opportunity to commend all our strategic partners and stakeholders for their efforts and to urge them to sustain the momentum so that the country can achieve the kind of education system needed to raise our education performance up to the levels of advanced industrial societies. I want to use this opportunity to call on the academic staff union and the universities to consider the plight of our students and call off the ongoing strike action. I have earlier directed the Chief of Staff, Honorable Ministers of Labor and Employment, Education, Finance, Budget and National Planning to immediately bring all parties to the negotiating table to again critically look at the gray areas in the demands of ASU and, in fact, all other university-based labor unions. I also call on our students to exercise patience as we try to address the nagging issues in our university system within the ambit of the scarce resources available to government. Fellow Nigerians, may I, at this juncture, appreciate your unflinching support, patience, and patriotism in the midst of these hard times in our nation. A lot has been accomplished, as I have enumerated, but there is still much to be done. I assure you that this administration is committed to the Nigerian people, and we are determined to remain resolute in our commitments and shall continue to press hard with our programs and plans. I want to congratulate all the awardees for their various accomplishments and well-deserved recognition. You have been carefully selected from a multitude of competitors. This award should inspire you to greater heights. I must also commend the chairman and members of the National Productivity Order of Merit Award Committee, including the management and staff of National Productivity Center, for a job well done. Your Excellencies, distinguished recipients of National Productivity Award of Merit Award, special guests, gentlemen of the press, may I reiterate that productivity must remain our watchword. This entails making conscious efforts towards continuous improvement of existing situations, no matter how good they may look. To a very large extent, the future of any nation is contingent on the standard of its educational system. Therefore, if we desire to transform Nigeria into a competitive, strong, vibrant, productive, and sustainable economy, improving our educational system should be accorded the highest priority. Qualitative and durable educational system will not only set our country on the path of sustainable growth, but will also guarantee Nigerians a higher standard of living and improved quality of life. We shall therefore do all we can to uplift the standard of our educational system. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
A round of applause, Mr. President. Please take a seat. Let's all be seated, Your Excellencies.